What is thought leadership marketing? Thought leadership marketing is public relations meets branding, meets marketing, meets lead generation. It works really, really well for authors and thought leaders when you think about the world that we live in today as a long tail world. So long tail world means that we want to find niche populations that we've defined with a great level of specificity. So the first thing that you need to do if you're going to develop a thought leadership marketing campaign is to define your target audiences. And again, do that with as much level of specificity as you can. So for example, if your content is sales-based, salespeople is a pretty broad category. Newly minted sales managers in the pharmaceutical industry is a pretty specific niche that you'd want to target. Once you know who you're targeting, the next thing you need to do is a bit of research, and you need to figure out where are they hanging out and where are they getting their information from, both online and offline. This is things like the top 50 blogs that population is looking for and reading on a pretty regular basis to get their information, their industry information and such. It's the events that they're attending. It's the associations that they're members of. It's the conferences that they're going to, as well as some traditional media in terms of print and trade publications and such. Once you have done the research and have a list of where these people are getting their information from, then you need to look through that list and figure out how do they consume content. Usually there are some themes that you'll pick up on. It could be a 1,000-word blog posting. It could be a Q&A with an expert. It could be videos. It could be audios. It could be articles that are written in the forms of 5 steps or the 7 steps to or whatever. Then what you do is you create your content library. You take a look at what you have in whatever format it is and make sure that you can repurpose that into the formats that your audiences are looking to consume the content in. So for example, if you've got a lot of articles, but your audience is looking for video, take your most popular articles and turn them into videos. So now we've got, we know who we're looking for, we know where they're hanging out, we know how they like to consume content, and we've created a library of content to meet those needs. Then we shift gears a little bit and create some outreach collateral. So this is more standard PR 101, where you're talking to your audience, the owner of that media outlet or the publisher or the editor, etc. And you're telling them, you're trying to convey to them why what you have to offer, your content, is of value to their followers, to their readers, to their listeners. And that's pretty standard. You need to have some tracking mechanisms in place so that you know that when you pitch what your follow-up process is, whether that's email, whether that's phone, whatever the case may be. Turn that into a system and deploy it. Now, the other variable here with thought leadership marketing is we don't celebrate a win when we get a placement. That's PR 101, and that doesn't work anymore in today's world. So a placement in a medium, in a blog, in a traditional publication is step one of the process. The real win is when we've decided up front what our business metrics are that we're measuring in terms of as a result of people seeing this content in these blogs and on these articles and seeing it at these associations and such, what is it that we want them to do? And typically what we want them to do is reach out to us as the author and the thought leader and potentially query us about our services and our offerings and our solutions that were brought up in the thought leadership marketing piece that they read. So for example, they read an article or saw a video about a problem that you can solve. Now they want to call you and say, hey, I saw this piece that you did and it talked about problem X. We have that problem here at Company Y. We'd like to talk to you about how you might solve that. And the how could be lots of different things. That could be consulting or training or assessment tools, etc. So again, thought leadership marketing, you got to figure out who you're trying to communicate with. You got to figure out where they're hanging out and getting their information. You got to make sure what you have to offer to them is in those various formats. You've got to pitch it, you've got to track it, and you've got to know what success looks like before you launch it. I'd also say that this is not an event-driven process. This should be an ongoing part of what you do. It's not like a book launch or a specific event that you're trying to promote. This should be ongoing and ingrained into your organization and how you market yourself and how you present yourself to the communities that matter to you. I'm Peter Winick, and I hope you enjoyed this thought leadership moment. Thanks.